Hi, I'm Gina, Parent Advocate with OUCARES, and I am back this week with a new topic for moms, dads, and caregivers. And if you've seen some of my past videos, you'll see that I post a new topic every Monday, and we are trying to just create a safe space of support and community for parents or caregivers of children on the spectrum. And I hope these videos are somewhat helpful, and I hope they encourage you that you do have a community surrounding you. Please feel free to comment, share, or like. And if you'd like a new topic to discuss, please reach out, comment, let us know. And if you'd like to create your own video, that would be great too. And again, just let us know and we'll get in contact with you. So this week I want to talk about something that's been on my mind for quite some time, and it's come up in my social media. I've read some articles about it, heard some podcasts, and it's about the power of language and how we talk to and about our children and the language that we use, most specifically descriptive language of our children. And I know that there's been some changes in even diagnosis codes and words that they have started to use. I understand that there's going to be a scale, so they'll say like autism 1 through 5 to describe. And recently I listened to a podcast called Uniquely Human, and the doctor was giving beautiful descriptions of autistic children and their character traits and what they do well and what they struggle with. And he would say, now categorize that child. And there was no bucket to put that child in, of course, that accurately described all the strengths and the difficulties. And I find that to be very true. There is no label I can give my son to make a teacher or a therapist understand right away his strengths and his struggles. And if I try, it could be a little detrimental to how they're going to go about teaching or what they assume he can or can't do. And the same rings true in the language I use with him or to him. So it kind of made me reevaluate some of the things that I say to him, to his teachers, to his therapists, even in social circles when asked. So it made me reevaluate some of the language. Just a small example, a common term is obsessive behaviors, obsessive repetitive behaviors. And one doctor on this podcast I was listening to suggested using the word enthusiasms. And I just thought, what a small change, but what a difference that could make. And even in speaking to our children, I personally would much rather hear that I had a strong enthusiasm for something than an obsession for something. And it made me take a step back and think about a lot of the language that I use and maybe some things that I do want to change. I'm a strong believer that words carry a lot of weight, and I'm also a strong believer that small changes can add up to big differences. And I'd like to know your thoughts on this. Do you agree? Do you think that some of the language we throw out can sometimes be a little just flippant and maybe we're not thinking of the effect that they have? But we are talking about our children. And I know for me personally, if I'm going to advocate for him and communicate for him, I want to be sure the language I'm using is very representative of him to help, obviously, his teachers and therapists, and just to represent him well. So let me know what you think. I'd love some comments to get some feedback, and we would love to engage in some conversation. And lastly, I just want to thank you all for listening and watching these videos, and I hope that you are getting some benefit out of them. So take care, and I will talk to you next week.